Jumbo, everyone, I'm glad you're here. Today we're working on a grounded ankle and foot mobility routine. It's 60 seconds each movement. I'm Coach Zoe, and what I talked about is going to be helping out around the foot, the ankle, and the calf, getting nice and mobile around those areas. All you need is a ball, kind of like the one I have here. Any hard ball will work. Possibly a mat on the floor and a little bit of wall space just to lean against. Going 60 seconds each exercise. First one here, we're just working on these rolls for our feet. Now I'm going to show you the super up close kind of Bigfoot shot just to show you what I'm doing with the ball, but I'm standing here putting a little bit of pressure on this left foot that I'm going at first for a full minute, trying to stay in that arch, so right between the front of the foot and before the heel. If I want to stand closer to it, I can put a little bit more weight on it, but it might be kind of tender. Just trying to roll around in there, loosen up some things underneath those feet, try to get them a bit more mobile again, because a lot of people usually don't loosen up the stuff that tends to get tight, all those small muscles around our feet. So we're wanting to work those here for this full minute on this side, just trying to find those spots a little bit on the inside and the outside edges, as well as just right in the middle of the arch for about 10 more seconds. Good, go ahead and just change that ball to the other foot. Getting the same thing here, really trying to work for me. I have some pretty tight arches and I have some flat feet, if you can see, but I try to work on this inside arch, so I kind of turn my foot in towards the ball, working in there. But again, you're just trying to morph your foot around that ball, really loosen up everything on your feet, because they tend to get tight throughout the day if you're walking, moving around, running, whatever the case may be. But it can kind of help to just really loosen up everything in that area for the next 30 seconds. Good, last few rolls, and then as soon as you get with this, boom, you don't need that anymore. Just kick it out of the way. We're gonna be down at the ground, one leg kneeling, the other one right next to your hands, or however mobile you can be. We're getting lean and rocks on this left side. So when I do this, I'm trying to draw my knee forward over my toes, and then I'm trying to draw my hips back to stretch out that hamstring. We're trying to just get some nice range, again, moving in this ankle, but also a little bit higher up on the leg in here as we keep moving through. I'm still trying to keep myself kind of nice and tall, supporting with my hands. If you want a little bit more work, you can keep your hands off the ground on your hips, just to give some variety. But otherwise, you're thinking of going 3 seconds or so on the way forward, and then 3 seconds when you sit in that position on the way back, pointing your toes towards your face or towards the sky. Good, now you're gonna make that nice quick switch, going to that other side. Same setup on this side. We try to work each leg equally however we can. So we're going the 3 seconds back and the 3 seconds forward. Again, just trying to find that range that works best for us. If you can't sit as far back as me, or can't go as far forward, or if you can go more, then by all means, find what's good for you. One thing I want you to think about here, think about tracking your knee over your pinky toe. So what does that mean? It means that your knee is not gonna go and cave in towards your big toe. It wants to try to make a line that goes slightly outside towards your pinky toe. It just helps in case you have any mid kind of calf problems on the inside of your leg to not really stress those out too much. Moving on, next we have our plank to downward dog. So when you go with this one, we're really thinking about pushing the chest towards the knees and driving our heels towards the floor. Remember, if it's too easy for you, bring your feet closer in. If it's too tough, you can put them farther away from you. There is the option as well, if you wanted a little bit more core work going in here, you can get it where it's a forearm plank that goes into this downward dog. But for the case of today, I'm gonna stick with the example of this high plank to downward dog as I continue to moon my neighbors out the back of my platform because I don't really care. Another thing to think about here when you're going through this, think about the breath. So when you push your heels towards the ground and push your chest towards the back wall, I want you to make sure that you're exhaling when you go back and inhaling when you come up to that plank. Good, you're gonna come up to standing here next. If you wanna find something to keep yourself stable against, we're gonna work on these single leg, slow motion drop calf raises. So I'm going single leg on mine today, alternating each rep. But if it's too much, you can also go like I am here, just going 2 leg calf raises, working on trying not to crash down to the floor, but getting as much range as you can. We're really trying to work in that calf, trying to find that balance in that ankle so it doesn't happen to cave in or accidentally pop out to the side. Good. Keep alternating here for the next 20 seconds. Good. Once we're done with our calves, we have our last move here, which is going to be our tibia curls. When we get these tibia curls, I'm leaning against a wall, keeping my hips into the wall, keeping my heels on the ground, except I'm trying to bring my toes towards my head. So I'm trying to get the squeeze that you'll find on the front of your leg around your shins. Take it at the level that you're able to. If for some reason this level is a bit too difficult, what you can do is you can scoot your feet closer to the wall, still getting those same reps for a 1 Mississippi hold at the top. And otherwise you can stay at this position here, make it a little more difficult. Just keep trying to stay consistent with those reps. Excellent. Last few seconds in here. Just make sure you do this 2 to 3 times a week to see the best results for your ankle mobility and for some hopefully stress relief around your feet. No tumbling required. Just get it done 7 minutes a day.